by the leftist armed group known as the SLA. 2 months later, Patricia adopted the name Tanya and joined the ranks of the SLA, participating in bank robberies. She declared herself a member of the SLA, armed herself, and even posed for photographs. After the FBI's armed confrontation with the SLA, Patricia was arrested following her year-and-a-half-long fugitive period. She faced charges of armed robbery and terrorism. Patricia shocked the United States with her statement that she was innocent because everything was an action carried out under the influence of SLA. Patricia's case became a prominent example of the phenomenon known as the Stockholm Syndrome, where hostages sympathize with or even join their captors due to brainwashing or survival instincts. In 1974, Patricia Hearst, the heiress to the media empire of the Hearst family, was kidnapped by the leftist armed group known as the SLA. 2 months later, Patricia adopted the name Tanya and joined the ranks of the SLA, participating in bank robberies. She declared herself a member of the SLA, armed herself, and even posed for photographs. After the FBI's armed confrontation with the SLA, Patricia was arrested following her year-and-a-half-long fugitive period. She faced charges of armed robbery and terrorism. Patricia shocked the United States with her statement that she was innocent because everything was an action carried out under the influence of SLA. Patricia's case became a prominent example of the phenomenon known as the Stockholm Syndrome, where hostages sympathize with or even join their captors due to brainwashing or survival instincts. In 1974, Patricia Hearst, the heiress to the media empire of the Hearst family, was kidnapped by the leftist armed group known as the SLA. 2 months later, Patricia adopted the name Tanya and joined the ranks of the SLA, participating in bank robberies. She declared herself a member of the SLA, armed herself, and even posed for photographs. After the FBI's armed confrontation with the SLA, Patricia was arrested following her year-and-a-half-long fugitive period. She faced charges of armed robbery and terrorism. Patricia shocked the United States with her statement that she was innocent because everything was an action carried out under the influence of SLA. Patricia's case became a prominent example of the phenomenon known as the Stockholm Syndrome, where hostages sympathize with or even join their captors due to brainwashing or survival instincts. In 1974, Patricia Hearst, the heiress to the media empire of the Hearst family, was kidnapped by the leftist armed group known as the SLA. 2 months later, Patricia adopted the name Tanya and joined the ranks of the SLA, participating in bank robberies. She declared herself a member of the SLA, armed herself, and even posed for photographs. After the FBI's armed confrontation with the SLA, Patricia was arrested following her year-and-a-half-long fugitive period. She faced charges of armed robbery and terrorism. Patricia shocked the United States with her statement that she was innocent because everything was an action carried out under the influence of SLA. Patricia's case became a prominent example of the phenomenon known as the Stockholm Syndrome, where hostages sympathize with or even join their captors due to brainwashing or survival instincts. In 1974, Patricia Hearst, the heiress to the media empire of the Hearst family, was kidnapped by the leftist armed group known as the SLA. 2 months later, Patricia adopted the name Tanya and joined the ranks of the SLA, participating in bank robberies. She declared herself a member of the SLA, armed herself, and even posed for photographs. After the FBI's armed confrontation with the SLA, Patricia was arrested following her year-and-a-half-long fugitive period. She faced charges of armed robbery and terrorism. Patricia shocked the United States with her statement that she was innocent because everything was an action carried out under the influence of SLA. Patricia's case became a prominent example of the phenomenon known as the Stockholm Syndrome, where hostages sympathize with or even join their captors due to brainwashing or survival instincts. In 19
All right. So I press, check the sound again. Make sure the sound is too loud. Okay.
Hearst family.
All right, test. So I press, I hear it. Okay. Let's rock and roll. Here we go. But Shalom, Yah Bashem Yashar Rakadat to the brothers. Shalom, Yah Shemar Thumb Bashem Yashar to the sisters. I'm Priest and Officer Paratazar out of Yonkers, New York. And this is Israelite School, University, Slovakia. And holding the class down for Priest and Officer Priest and Officer 5000 Hazahar. This is the Israelite School, University School Practical Knowledge. Started off from 1 West 125th Street under Commander Junior Yana. And since 1969, we've been teaching the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. They are God's chosen people. Let's clap it up for the Lord. All right, and this is history class. Salakia for starting so late. You know, but we still got to get this work in. You know what I mean? Regardless of the fact. So you know what I'm saying? Let's clap it up for the history class. Right now, you know what I'm saying? Right now, this history class has been teaching since 1969. ISUPK have been teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Not only they are God's chosen people, you know what I'm saying? They told about the history of God's chosen people. Because if you read the Bible, you're reading the history about, you know what I'm saying? You're reading the history about the 12 tribes of Israel, who are today so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You're reading their history book. You're reading their constitution. You're reading everything that got to deal with God's chosen people. That's when you read the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? And these other heathen nations saw that you know what I'm saying, the Old Testament is done away with. So I guess you know what I'm saying, I guess slavery in America is done away with. You know what I'm saying? I guess the way that how they, you know what I'm saying, how they come, you know what I'm saying, I guess you know the history of the Taino Indians in Puerto Rico, I guess that's done away with because our slave masters say so. I guess we got to forget all about that. But now with the Bible here, now what the Bibles always tell us what to do, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, not what our slave masters say what to do. Baba Kishar, read the title of the class, Baba Kishar.
Now, title of the class is Let's Remember Our God.
Let's remember our God. Because for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, you know what I'm saying, our God became Joe Biden. Our God became Donald Trump. Our God became the American system. That's our God. Our God came from a conqueror. Tell us, you know what I'm saying, tell us that the conqueror who, you know what I'm saying, who lied to us about the Bible. Who told us that the Bible is, you know what I'm saying, for everybody. It don't say that in the Bible, priest. Don't say that in the Bible. And we're going to get to these laws, statutes, commandments. We're going to get to what the Bible says, and only speaking to, you know what I'm saying, only speaking to the children of God. The children, you know what I'm saying, the children of the Most High God. Speaking to the 12 tribes of Israel. That is, you know what I'm saying, that is God's chosen people. And Baba Kishar, get Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7. Baba Kishar. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7. Because I like to open it up because our slave masters tell us don't remember nothing. But we got curly fries on the side. You know what I'm saying? Those people said that they are people of the Bible who's lying to us, the people that have the little hats. When did you tell them to forget about the Holocaust? Not only you cannot forget about the Holocaust, they're going to teach you the Holocaust in American schools, which, you know what I'm saying, which happened in America, they have nothing to do with the Holocaust. But they're going to teach, you know what I'm saying, they're going to teach so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians about the Holocaust. And they ain't have nothing in it. There wasn't no concentration camps in Puerto Rico. There wasn't no concentration camps in DR or Haiti. All the unaliving, you know what I'm saying, all the gas chambers was, you know what I'm saying, was in Europe. Was in Germany. You see your priest, you see how they talk with their language, they always say Nazi Germany. They don't just say Germans. It was the Germans who did it. It was the Germans who did it, period. But you see what they say? They said Nazi Germany. See how they just try to separate that? It was Germans. Not only was Germans, it was other European powers that was doing it also. To other Europeans. That's what happened. If you're going to say Nazi Germany, you're going to say Jewish Germany also. You see what I'm getting at, priest? Which one is, you know what I'm saying? Which one was German and which one was not? They was all German. They was all German. All of them was German. All of them. It's just one followed the Nazi philosophy, the other one followed, you know what I'm saying? Try to follow that follows the Bible. That's it. But they was all Germans. Because how you would know which one is the German, which one was not? So read that.
Count out of one count. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
They will tell us. So blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, even the Bible tells you to remember the days of old. To remember your history. The Bible says that. You know what I'm saying? In this, you know what I'm saying, in this wicked kingdom, they try to act, you know what I'm saying? They try to get so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians to not remember the atrocity that what America had did to our people. Forget about it. You know what I'm saying? They have did it to us so long that we normalize this trauma. Now your father is becoming your mother, and your mother becoming your father. Now your son walking around with a goddamn dress on, and it's okay. Now your daughter thinks she's more masculine than, you know what I'm saying, more manly than her father. See how disgusting that is, freaks? Confusion. Read out from the top.
Count out of one count. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 7. Remember the days of old.
Say that again.
Remember the days of old.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we need to do what?
Remember the days of old.
We need to remember slavery. Say that again.
Remember the days of old.
We got to remember the Trail of Tears. Say that again.
Remember the days of old.
We got to remember, you know what I'm saying, how many times that America invaded Puerto Rico. Say that again.
Remember the days of old.
We got to remember the days of old. People keep...
Manifest destiny.
Yeah, oh, I was going to go into that. You're in the spirit, priest. You're in the spirit, priest. That, you know what I'm saying? America manifests destiny. Whatever they touch, wherever they go, it belongs to them. That's what they, you know what I'm saying? This is what's in their heads. This is what's in the Europeans' heads. This was in Joe Biden's head. This is in Donald Trump's head. This is in America's head. Manifest destiny. You know nobody, you know what I'm saying? You know no blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians cannot have manifest destiny. If they could have manifest destiny, Puerto Rico would still belong to the so-called Puerto Ricans. You know Puerto Rico was always fighting for independence away from America. You know that. Still to this day. You have brothers and sisters in Puerto Rico trying to stay away from America because America, that's where they do all their dirt. When you ever heard of America building out Puerto Rico? Even though Puerto Rico is a part of America. See how deviant they are? That's where they do their dirt. You know what I'm saying? That's what America would destroy other than even Hawaii, the Japhites. You know what I'm saying? This will let you know how deviant America is. It says it right there. Remember the days of old. Our slave masters tell us not to remember the days of old. Read on.
Consider the years of many generations.
Oh, we got to consider the years of all our generations, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. What they went through. You know what I'm saying? What they went through the Black Wall Streets. You know what I'm saying? The Jim Crow. But I also want to talk about you know what I'm saying. Once we you know what I'm saying, got out of slavery, we started building black towns. We started doing our own thing. You know what I'm saying? The percentage of readers skyrocketed within, you know what I'm saying, within 20 years. Within 20 years, underneath the boot heel of our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Former slaves that was getting their story to let you know this what happened to us. You gotta think about before, you know what I'm saying, 1865. You gotta think about 1864. You know what I mean? They just thought they was just a property. And guess what? Even after 1865, we were still enslaved. You know what I'm saying? How long did it take for that joint to be implemented, to be enforced? To be enforced. Read on.
Ask thy father, and he will show thee.
Say that again.
Ask thy father, and he will show thee.
We got to ask our father. We got to ask our father how he grew up under Jim Crow. You know what I'm saying? How he grew up, you know what I'm saying? How he grew up in the South. How he grew up around sundown towns. How he's, you know what I'm saying? How he grew up, how he's supposed to talk to a so-called European. You got to talk to your feet. You got to talk to your face towards the ground. You couldn't look to no, you know what I'm saying? Towards the European in their eyes. You got to look towards their guy. You got to look towards their boots. You don't even know how they look, but you know how their boots look. Think about that. This is men and women. Men and women. You know what I'm saying? Puerto Rican men and women, the same concept. The same thing. You gotta look, you know what I'm saying? Think about how, you know what I'm saying? Then in the 60s, we had to tell them we are a man too. We are a woman too. Ain't I a woman? Right? That's what Harry Tubman said. Ain't I a goddamn woman? No. Because Joe Biden in America looked at, you know what I'm saying, look towards you as just a cow. You're a nobody. You're nothing. You're nothing to us. Puerto Rico, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, Puerto Rico, America, yes, we did that to you. Yes, we did that to the Native American Indians. Oh, we did it. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. The whole entire world knows this. You know what I'm saying? The UN knows about this. The UN knows what, you know what I'm saying, what the Canada people, you know what I'm saying, the Canadians did to the native population. They know it. They acknowledging it. They can't say to the UN what you're going to do about it. Think about that. They know the atrocity of what they did. We have to remember the days of old. Ask our father and he would tell what he went through. We don't.
Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
You know what I'm saying? Our brothers and sisters, our moms and dads, brothers and sisters from the block, to let you know when they was going through the heroin stage in New York City, and the crack epidemic in the 80s and the early 90s. You saw what was going on there. I was there. I saw what happened there when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing around all types of, excuse me, crack valves. I'm good, Sean. Can you give me some water? Playing around crack valves and needles. That's what we were doing, blacks, Hispanics, and the American Indians. It says it right here. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell you. Blacks, Hispanics, and the American
Indians. Our primary elder that teaches us is Commandant General Yohana.
That's right.
Who teaches us and shows us and instructs us on the things that happened when he was in this world and how he endured. And then he tells us that so that we don't have to endure it.
Exactly. And he grew up, you know what I'm saying? Priest and Commander General Yohana grew up in the South Bronx during the heroin and the crack epidemic. Even before that, when they was when all the brothers was coming from Vietnam, strung out from the trauma. It wasn't no therapists back then. You know, therapy wanted to help so-called blacks, Hispanics, and the American Indians. In America, talking about we're going to salute, we're going to have Memorial Day for our veterans. They was living underneath bridges. They was on heroin, drugs, strung out. Talking, you know what I'm saying? Had trauma, mental trauma. Then they became, hold on, if I may. I'm going to let you finish. Then they, you know what I'm saying? Then they became in psychosis. You know what I mean? They lost their mind. That every year in the hypocrisy of America, we're supposed to respect them. They underneath the damn bridge. Go on.
Salaki said that the term that they used back in the day was shell shock. They use that term for PTSD, for types of mental illness after they came back stateside from Vietnam, the Gulf War, Persian War, so on and so forth.
Oh, hey, what you're dropping in is so heavy because this is America. America is built on lies and hypocrisy. The shell shock, that was actually the shell shock was the term for World War I and World War II. Then they decided, you know what I'm saying, America is such a deviant bastard, they started changing, you know what I mean? Changing the trauma, the name of the trauma. So that's why we got post-traumatic trauma. And see, it dies it down. It makes it sound soft. You see what I'm saying? It's not so to the point. Shell shock. You see, it's to the point. Yo, give that person some help. But if you say, yo, we got post-traumatic syndrome. You see how weak and diluted that sounds? You see what I mean? And now they don't call it shell shock right now when you bring it up. They don't call it. They call it post-traumatic. Listen to that.
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yes, post-traumatic stress disorder. Listen to that. Listen to that. You know what I'm saying? They put so many words, so many syllables in it. You see what I'm saying? 2 words, shell shock. Oh man, we gotta get this person some help. You know what I mean? You see how it make you feel like, yo, so this person just finished getting bombed. You see what I'm saying? And they just dilute it. The way they dilute everything else. You know what I mean? They dilute everything. You know, we can't say this person, you know what I'm saying? We can't say, you know, and this is for teacher purposes. We can't say this person got killed. We have to say this person was deleted. You know what I mean? This person was unalive.
Their life was taken.
They you know what I'm saying? Their life was taken. No, you can't say their life was taken anymore. It sounds too to the point. You could say that, you know what I'm saying? Their life was erased.
Their life was snatched.
Their life was that also you gotta realize snatched down too harsh. It snatched down too hard because you could see it in your mind. You could say their life was removed. You see what I'm saying? And this is where we have to remember the days of old. We got to remember, you know what I'm saying? We got to remember the history of America. We got to remember that. We got to remember. And what's the name of the class, Bob Shaw?
Let's remember our God.
Say that again.
Let's remember our God.
It says, let's remember our God, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, the God of the Bible. You could go to Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12, Bob Shaw. Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. I know, you know what I'm saying? And it's, like I said, Salakia that we started so late, but everything still got to go on. So we're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. Because for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we got to remember. We have to remember. The Bible telling us to remember. So we're going to believe in the Bible. We're going to believe in the Most High God. We're going to believe in Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians God. Or we're going to believe in an American God to tell you don't remember the days of old. Don't remember, you know what I'm saying, the Black Wall Street. Don't remember, you know what I'm saying, when Puerto Rico got invaded by America. Matter of fact, Salaki, while you pulling that up, Alexa, how many times America invaded Puerto Rico?
From smarthistory.org. In 1898, the United States military invaded Puerto Rico during the Spanish-American War.
During the Spanish-American War, because guess what? Manifest destiny. Manifest that, and guess what was the Spaniard? We ain't talking about Puerto Ricans. We ain't talking about the native population. We're talking about the Spaniards from Europe. They wasn't fighting to. They wasn't America. The British was fighting. The European Britain man was fighting against the European Spanish man, and they both was over Blacks, Hispanics, and the blacks, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and the American, the native population. That's what happened. We got to remember the days of old, and ever since then, Puerto Rico was fighting for independence. You know what I'm saying? What, they going to replace one slave master for another slave master? Just remember so-called African Americans. You know what I'm saying? I remember that didn't exist. that never existed. Coloreds, Negroes. Who named us? Our slave master. Who named Puerto Rico? Our slave master. This is all our slave masters' names. We got to remember the days of old. Read that, Bob Kishore.
John, that are one time. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Most High, thy God, require of thee?
So right now, this is Moses, so-called Levite brother. I mean, a so-called Haitian brother, the tribe of Levi. I'm talking to his brothers and sisters, right? You know what I'm saying? On the cup of slavery, coming out of slavery. Because we only know their gods. We know the Egyptian God. We know our enemy gods. But what did Moses say? Read that from the top.
And now, Israel.
What? And now who?
And now, Israel.
No, and now everybody. Say that again.
And now, Israel.
No, and now the Egyptians. Say that again.
And now, Israel.
And now the mixed multitude. Say that again.
And now, Israel.
When did you ever heard, you know what I'm saying, Moses talking to anybody else? And now, Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. We don't.
What doth the Most High thy power require of thee?
Now, what do the Most High, our power, your power, Israel, require of us? Because we're going off. We just came out of slavery. We don't know anything about brotherhood and sisterhood. We know what, you know what I'm saying, what our forefathers, you know what I'm saying, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob taught us, but we've been beaten into, you know what I'm saying, we've been beaten for the past 400 years in Egypt. We don't.
But to fear the Most High.
But to do what?
To fear the Most High.
Not to fear the Most High. Say that again.
But to fear the Most High.
But to fear the Most High, the requirement. That is a requirement. We have to fear the Most High. Read on.
Thy power to walk in all his ways.
To do what?
Walk in all his ways.
Wait, say that again.
Walk in all his ways.
Walk in all his ways. Who's the his? That's what I'm telling. I see people in the chat. Who is the his ways? I need somebody to answer that. Who is the his ways? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. To walk in his ways. And also, Bob Kishore, pull up, I think it's 1 John 6 and 1. 1 John, who is in his ways?
There is no 6.
No. Matter of fact, go to 2 John. 2 John 6 and 1. Oh, man. You see, go to, 1 and 6. I got it backwards. 1 John, 1 and 6.
1 John 1 and 6.
Yeah, 1 and 6. Let me see here, right here. Blow that up. Up to Sean. Let me see here. Go to 2 John 1 and 6. I always get that mixed up. 2 John 1 and 6. Anybody in the chat? Yeah, that's it right there. I need y'all to answer that question right there.
One.
Go ahead.
And he said the Most High.
Say that again?
The Most High.
The Most High. Read that from the top, Bob Kishore.
Number 1, Connor. And now, Israel, what doth the Most High thy power require of thee?
Go on.
But to fear the Most High thy power, to walk in all his ways.
To what?
To walk in all his ways.
Your ways. Say that again.
To walk in all his ways.
Joe Biden ways. Say that again.
To walk in all his ways.
Donald Trump ways. Say that again.
To walk in all his ways.
The Spaniards ways. Say that again.
To walk in all his ways.
Our oppressive ways. Say that again.
To walk in all his ways.
Our enemy ways. Say that again.
To walk in all his ways.
American ways. Say that again.
To walk in all his ways.
For us Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we got to walk in the Most High ways, not our ways, not my personal ways, not my Jesus, not my God, To walk on his ways. Read on.
And to love him.
And to do what?
To love him.
Say that again.
To love him.
To walk in all his ways and to love him. Who is the him? We have to break it down. Who is the him? To walk in, who's the him? You know what I'm saying? I see people in the chat. Who is the him? Who is him? To love him. Who is the him? Because we got to remember the days of Noah, priest. You know what I'm saying? Priest over to Laconia Hollow. We got to remember those days of old. Because sometimes we will walk in sodomite ways. We will walk in whore ways. Do you see what I'm getting at, priest? You see, we see that because it makes us feel good.
Trooper Sha'atwan answered that question also.
What is that?
He said to love him when you asked who the him was, and he also said again, the Most High.
The Most High, that's it. It's never us. It's never our ways. Our ways want to make whores out of all the women. In our way, we want to smoke up all the drugs. In our ways, we want to sell all the guns and unalive all the people. That's our ways. Our ways, you know what I'm saying? The same ways that our oppressors do. That's where we learn. Read on.
And to serve the Most High thy power.
Say that again.
And to serve the Most High thy power.
To serve the Most High thy power. We have to walk in his way and to serve him. And to serve him, period. We don't serve us. We serve the Most High. We don't serve Joe Biden. We serve the Most High. We don't serve America. We serve the Most High. Period. That is our stepping stone. Blacks, Hispanics, and the American Indians. Whatever the Most High says, that's what we would do. That's what we would do. Blacks, Hispanics, and the American Indians. You know ISUPK, please. In the ISUPK, we you know what I'm saying? We love our people. We're just here to help our people. You see what I'm saying? We're here to help our people. We're here to tell our people the truth. Really? So we have to serve the Most High God. If we serve the Most High God, not our ways, but his ways, I always say, within, I give or take, 10 years, if Blacks, Hispanics, and the American Indians, if you know what I'm saying, if the Bloods and Crips, if the Latin Kings, if the Yetas, the MS-13, say again, MS-13, if we serve the Most High God,
Vice Lords.
You know what I mean? The Vice Lords, you know what I mean? All the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and the American Indian gangs. You know what I'm saying? In America, in the North, and abroad. If we serve the Most High God, ISUPK is telling you, within 10 years, without making, you know what I'm saying, without shooting a goddamn gun, we control everything. We control everything. We don't even have to vote for nobody. We control everything. Especially here in America. Especially here in America. Within 10 years, please. I'm giving that grace period. I think it's 5. I think it's 5 years. If we, you know what I'm saying, if you saw what happened just outside slavery, we just came out of slavery and we already started towns. And guess who was invited to the town? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Those was the only one that was in the town because our slave master didn't want to be next to us. We never discriminated against anybody, but we always tell our brothers and sisters who came from, you know what I'm saying, who came from Cuba, you know what I'm saying, who came from Venezuela, because, you know, it was the Negro Baseball League during this time. Hey, don't go out there, man. Don't think that you're somebody else. And they came back crying. So for Blacks, Hispanics, and the American Indians, we have to serve the Most High God. We don't have to serve America for what? Why are we serving in their, you know what I'm saying, why are we serving in their army? For what? Blacks, Hispanics, and the American, we don't own America nothing. They own us. America owns Blacks, Hispanics, and the American Indians everything. Mexico don't own America nothing. America don't own, Mexico don't own America a goddamn thing. African Americans don't own America a goddamn thing. Puerto Rico don't own America a goddamn thing. They don't. But America owns Puerto Rico everything. America owns so-called Blacks, so-called African American everything. They own Mexico everything. We don't own America a goddamn thing. Stop acting like that we own America something. owed America nothing. You know what I'm saying? We owe the Most High God. We owe him everything. Blacks, Hispanics, and Americans. Read that.
And to serve the Most High thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
So it says it right here. It says it right here. And love him and serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and all thy soul. That's what it says it right there. You know it says it right. You know it says it in the New Testament because it's the same damn thing. What is it? You know what I'm saying? The New Testament is quoting this, but you know what I'm saying? But they said the New Testament is for everybody. But the New Testament quotes this about love. So read about love, Bible Kashar, in 2 John. Go to 2 John. And then we're gonna stay in that New Testament. Then we're gonna go into if I'm not mistaken, it's gonna be Luke 6:31.
31.
Yeah, first going to 2 John. Read 2 John.
The book of 2 John, chapter 1, verses 6.
Yeah. Read about love and serving the Most High God.
And this is love,
Go on.
that we walk after his
Now
commandments.
we do what?
Walk after his commandments.
Yo, it sounds similar in Deuteronomy when Moses is talking to his brothers and sisters about serving the Most High God, and he said, and he says it right there. He used the word walk. Read on.
This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it.
Ye shall what?
Ye should walk in it.
It says it right here. And this is the love. Oh yeah, there you go. And this is the love. This is love, that we walk after his commandment. Whose commandment? Whose commandment? The Most High God's commandment. You know what I'm saying? This is the commandment that he heard from the beginning. That's in the New Testament. Ye shall walk in it. Period. You know Christians talking about Jesus' commandments. You know that, right? What commandments is Jesus? The Most High commandments. What commandments is Moses? The Most High commandments. And that's said from the beginning. Bible Kashar, go to I think it's go to Luke 6:31. If I'm not mistaken, Luke 6:31. Because we gotta show Blacks, Hispanics, and the American Indians, what, you know what I'm saying, to remember our God. Let me see here. Matter of fact, no. Go to Mark 12:31. Bible Kashar. Go to Mark 12:31. See. Let me see. Yeah. Matter of fact, yeah. Read it. Yeah. Go to 30. Yeah. Start from 30. Oh no. Bring that back. Go back to that screen right there. Because we're going to scroll down. We're going to get 30 and 31. Both. Go ahead.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 12 and verse 30.
Go on.
And thou shalt love the Most High thy power with all thy heart.
Say that again.
And thou shalt love the Most High thy power with all thy heart.
No, say that once again, please.
And thou shalt love the Most High thy power with all thy heart.
Go on.
And with all thy soul.
With all what?
All thy soul.
Don't it say it's exactly the same thing in Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12? That's in the New Testament. Read on.
And with all thy mind.
Mm-hmm.
And with all thy strength.
Oh, wait. Read on.
This is the first commandment.
This is the what?
The first commandment.
That's what Deuteronomy says. This is what Deuteronomy says. For you to serve the Most High God. For you to serve your God. That's the first commandment. And read the second commandment. Read the second one.
And the second is like namely this.
It's like mainly this, roughly this. In most cases, read on.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these.
That's it. And guess what? We have a goddamn choice. It's a commandment. We ain't got no choice but to love our neighbor with all our hearts and all that. So also the Most High God. Because if it was up to us, we'd be a bunch of selfish bastards. You know that. You know what I mean? That's it. We have to follow the Most High God. We have to listen to the, you know what I'm saying, the law, statute, commandment. You know what I'm saying? This is ISUPK. This is always we always be talking. That's how we was get saved. That's how we don't have to think about stepping, you know what I'm saying, stepping over our drunk uncle. You know what I'm saying? Going in pissy hallways. Ain't you tired of that? Walking down 125th Street, y'all? Walking down 125th Street and looking at our people completely destroyed. And guess what? And fighting that demon to say, look at them. You know what I mean? Speaking like Donald Trump. You saw, you know what I'm saying? You saw the debate, how disgusting he was talking about our Northern Kingdom brothers. You saw that? It was in your face. And guess what we're doing? We're still voting for people like that. You know Mexicans will vote for him. He was talking about his brothers. We talking about nothing but brotherhood. That's in the law, statute, commandment. We ain't got a choice but to have brotherhood, but to have sisterhood, but to follow our laws, statutes, and commandments, but to follow our Constitution, but to go back to our history to serve the Most High God. What the title said?
Let's remember our God.
Let's remember our God. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American. This is what our God said. Take that off the screen, Bob. This is it right here. But that was my last scripture, and Salakia for the lateness. I apologize. And this is the Israelite School, a university school, practical knowledge. ISUPK start off at 1 West 125th Street under Commander Junior Yohana. And since 1969, we've been teaching the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You know what I'm saying? Let's remember our God. Our God. Not white Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Not white Jesus. Our God of the Bible. Let's remember that. And with that, I'm going to pass the class over to priest and officer of 50, Lakam Ya'al.
Clap it up for the class.
Are we going to do the security briefing or what?
Come. Turn the camera to you.
Our security announcement.
Turn the camera to you.
All right. ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, in Malachi 3 and 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest funds, free will offering for the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. The Feast of the Blowing of the Memorial of the Blowing of the Trumpets. Remind Akim and Aquatium to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, men of Israel, Imajim. Imajim Shabbat. Imajim. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakathon. Yajim Matab. Class dismissed.